Welcome back to this game 3 between BeastCoast and Hokori. Bowie, why don't you talk me through what you'd like Hokori do to turn this game and series back into their favor?
I think they have to chill a little bit. They definitely are good enough to beat BeastCoast. They were pretty far behind game one. They were able to come back. I think in game two, maybe it's part of their draft and the fact that they were on a timer, but I feel like they really forced their hand in a couple of those fights, and that really made them a disservice. So make sure you have like a decent enough win condition and just play a little bit more calm. Make sure you have everything you need when you go for a fight, and they could really take game three out of BeastCoast if they do it well.
Mm-hmm. Do you agree, Lelis? Is there anything else you'd like them to pull out? Is there any specialties they have in the back of their bags?
I agree. I think they should just play something that's a little bit less snowbally, that you don't have to have certain things happen to be able to win the game. I think Brood is a very specific hero where if certain things don't happen, the game gets very hard. Well, the first game they were really far behind, right? And they still won because like they have a really easy win condition. They have like this 5-man ball. They took the fights really well. But when you have these sort of specific heroes, it just makes the game even more complicated for the team that's just playing it too. I like them just do the. I think Yuma's playing really well. Shout out to that guy. He's been having a great performance on that team.
It's been fantastic, and I think he can carry that into a game 3 most certainly. But let's talk a little bit about BeastCoast. I think they've played pretty well so far this series. Obviously, the first game was disappointing. That game, they turned it around very nicely, but it's certainly felt like their drafts have been a little bit wonky, maybe. Not necessarily doing anything out of the box. Is there anything you'd like to see them pick up in this third game, Bowie?
You mean for Hokori?
For BeastCoast.
Honestly, I really feel like BeastCoast, as long as I don't feel like they have to go weird at all. Like, I guess like normal for them is weird for other people, if I can say it. I'm not sure there's any other way to say it, but yeah, like just play things that you're comfortable. I thought it was kind of sus to give Clockwork to Yadomi, but he somehow made it work as well. So, just make sure your standing is comfortable, and everything else should play nicely for BeastCoast. They have a wide hero pool. K1 is probably the player that's like playing the least amount of heroes. So maybe get his hero in the second phase to make sure it's going to be a hero he likes playing, and everything else should be fine for him.
Hokori throwing a little bit of a curveball here with the Ogre Magi first pick, Lelis. Talk me through that, because we don't see a lot of Ogre picked up here. It's an odd first pick.
Oh, the hero's pretty decent, like a lane winner, bully hero. They went for DP last time, right? So they thought that the DP was not good enough. They probably don't think like the response was strong enough, so they just want to do something completely different, which I can respect. I think it's a good way to approach things, to just change the whole thing, and it opens up other heroes, closes up others, but it's just different.
They do play it pretty frequently, actually. It's Godix. He plays it 6 times so far this patch. They're not won that frequently on it. It's only 33% win rate, but that's a pretty small sample size. So we can expect.
Radiant team pick.
All right, they really like this, huh?
Radiant team back.
They really like this. Okay. All right, what do you think about this, Lelis?
I'm back. Sorry about that. It was a micro internet decline. A second Broodmother pick. Why don't you talk me through that, Lelis?
I don't really like it. I think they're forcing it way too much. I mean, they're obviously confident in it. They don't think there was a problem last game. There's the same bans, right? They're probably going to ban the same stuff. They might ban the Naga this time, or the TA. I feel like they're going to ban TA. I don't really like it. I think when you lose this, I mean, when you lose this hero once, I don't think you want to go with it again. But I guess I just think it's too good against these supports, which it is. It is very good against both the supports.
10 seconds remaining.
Do you feel it really rolled over those supports that effectively last game, though? Because BeastCoast must feel relatively confident in that pairing. Obviously, if it had just been a Broodmother that had made them look bad, then they might still pick them up again. But they can't be that concerned to pick them when a Broodmother's still in the pool, can they?
I think the...
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Lelis. I think the upside of this Ogre, of having Brood this time with the Ogre, is that in that game, it was a Void that had no Midas, farming against 2 really greedy cores. This time you have an Ogre instead of the DP, so whatever core they give will make use of the Brood space more, which is a plus. Also, Brood does scale with the Ogre Bloodlust. Still, I agree with Lelis. I think they're definitely forcing this a little bit too much. I don't think they need to play Brood to be BeastCoast, because they did win game 1 without it. We'll see if it pays off. I think the approach is a little bit better with Ogre, but still feels a little stiff. But they will take the sinking out. I really feel like that was a big part of why BeastCoast was able to hold the game so much.
It feels like last game maybe they did ban out quite a lot of brood counters, but they didn't really completely protect the hero, and leaving the Sand King in was maybe a bit of a mistake. So maybe they just feel with that Sand King not in the pool, they're a little bit more confident. With the Sand King off the table, how would you like to see them respond on Beast Coast, Lelis?
I mean, there are a lot of answers still. You can still pick Legion. I think it'll do fine. I'm not sure. Maybe they thought the Sand King was just too much of a problem. I feel like if they picked another hero, it would probably do similar things. Like, they pick Legion, and probably do similar things. Maybe a little bit weaker in teamfight, but stronger in lane. But they for sure need the wall hero, right? They need something that deals with the spiders. They either need the Ember or Legion, or one of these heroes that at least like makes the Brood uncomfortable.
Is there any chance they go for a relatively similar drafter? They could still pick up a TA, they could still pick up another Naga Siren. There's nothing necessarily blocking them from doing that. Or was the Sand King a real linchpin of that draft?
They can. The thing is, I think last draft they picked TA because they saw Puck, right? So they got the lane counter too. But yeah, they can pick Brood again if they want. Oh, not Brood. TA.
Yeah, I think the problem is they cannot pick TA now, because then you have 2 answers for Hokori, and I'm pretty sure Hokori, they will probably not get Puck the way that they did. I think that would be a mistake. But BeastCoast gets the Lash. I think they picked Sand King, right? In this situation, but it's banned now.
But yeah, the Lash is normally a Chris hero, isn't it?
It's a flex, right? Whisper also plays this hero offlane.
Everything's a flex.
So, yeah, this is BeastCoast. They just flex everything.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they're gonna wait for Hokori to show something, then they're gonna probably just counterpick with the core.
Is the Lash still really good against? I mean, I imagine it is still pretty good against the Broodmother, but the spiders, don't they have better magic resist now? Is it less effective against than it used to be?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that. I don't think it's that good. I think Lash can suffer a little bit. Later on, for sure, he just kills everything. But early on, I think this hero is a responsive Brood.
Oh, I like this. It was banned last phase from BeastCoast. I really felt like the win condition that Hokori went for, the Void, was not good enough. Now you have a tiny with Ogre. So this is already looking up much better. And it dissuades the TA pick from BeastCoast, unless they go Puck again for Hokori.
5 seconds remaining.
It's Yuma's not played it yet this patch, but they clearly know he's good at it because they're banning it out quite a lot. What does this Tiny do very well for you, Bowie?
I mean, it could be mid, right? But it's just one of the best carries right now. You farm really fast, you siege really well. It's not like Sven, where you have 100 seconds cooldown after you use your ulti. Like, you're always just hitting for 400 damage. It's just insanely good.
Apologies, he has actually played it. He's played it twice this patch with a 2-0 victory, so definitely a good hero for him. But he's, as you said, a very wide-ranging carry player, and there's another wide-ranging carry player over on the BeastCoast side with K1 most likely picking up that Phantom Lancers. Talk me through that one, Bowie.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, the hero he played the most in this patch/month, and I guess they were kind of trying to set up the PL by getting the Leshrac. We didn't really felt like Leshrac was that good of a counter against Brood, and I think it was more about making sure it's not in Analog's hands in case they pick this PL. It's a good hero. I think it does well versus Brood, right? Because it's really hard for the Brood to focus the PL. But as the game goes on, I feel like Tiny actually does pretty well versus PL. You don't care if you don't have mana. You just do a lot of damage. You siege much better. You roach much better.
It can be rough against the Grimstroke as well with that silence. Are you confident in this pick, Lelis, the Phantom Lancer?
I would say it's a pretty bold pick to pick PL. I don't think it's a free PL game. It's pretty decent against Brood after a certain point in the game, but I don't think it's like a good care matchup against Tiny. and you still get another pick for Hokori, right? You get a mid that can deal with illusions, so pretty bold pick, but it is a Hector special. It's one of his best heroes.
Is there a sense that game 3 you kind of want your comfort heroes here?
For sure, yeah. Like he probably just sees that the game is decent enough for PL, and he feels like it doesn't matter what Analog's gonna play, that he's gonna be able to carry the game. That's probably what he feels and what he tells his team to pick.
Okay, with BeastCoast most likely looking for an offlaner to close up their draft. Hokori are banning out that Legion commander that Lelis mentioned. What things do BeastCoast need to round out their draft, Lelis?
I would say they still don't have the wall hero. Like the Slesh doesn't really have any buffs, right? He doesn't really have any saves to help him play the game, so he can die really easy. And they don't really have this hero that just blocks the Brood, so they're gonna ban one more hero. I'm not even sure what else is in the pool to ban, but they probably want one of these heroes.
They're probably still thinking about it. There's still that axe that I like so much, but no one else does. It's possibly any thoughts, Bowie?
Yeah, I think I have a hunch they might just play this Lash as offlane. Whisper is really good at it, and you can go for, you know, some sort of mech arcing boots build. You do become a little bit tanky with it, especially after the centaur ban. There's not a lot of picks. I was gonna talk about this puck. I think it would be really good just because of the tiny toss. You do have that interaction with the coil. And it is a hero Analog's comfortable with. Less picking it, you're not going to be countered by a TA. I guess it could be countered, but not TA Naga. That was the big problem.
Do you like the Ember here for Hokori? Seems quite good for me.
For sure. There's good.
They're going for the Void Spirit, who is, in
So
my
a
opinion,
decent hero.
a poor man's Ember. What's a Beast
It's
Coast
better.
Go ahead.
I think the Void Spirit is better versus Shadow Demon because Ember can really Remnant because he gets no move speed after the ult.
That
Void
makes
is-
sense. Yeah.
Oh,
Underlord, we've not seen that in a
That's-
while.
Lacoste's favorite hero. I know where with the. I'm pretty sure he thinks Hokori is going to win now because he hates Underlord with all his might, and it's not even mid Underlord. It's going to be Whisper's hero.
So the offlane Underlord. It's a curious one. Do you think, Lelis, that is just the last available pick, or is there something special happening with that Underlord?
I think it's the last available pick. I think it's a really good Underlord game though. He can buy Atos, really good against spirits. Like he can perma root them. It's also good against Tiny because he does percentage damage. And he is a wall hero against Brood. It's not the best hero, you know. You Firestorm, then he just moves the spiders away. But it is the only one that was left.
Okay, so what can we expect to see Hokori pull out in this game 3?
It's just another Brood game, right? They need to get the ball rolling, and they just have to snowball the map better this time. They need to get this mid tower and take over the Ancients earlier.
And Bowie, what do Beast Coast need to do to stop them doing that?
I mean, they have this wall hero again, so as long as Whisper has a good lane, he will be able to slow things down, allow K1 to farm, but I feel like this game is a game where the late game is much more even between both teams. So, sure, there's kind of this early timing for Hokori, but this can go late and still look really competitive. I'm glad. I think this is going to be an awesome match.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to it. Can Beast Coast last-ditch date to the prom Underlord stop Hokori's ball from rolling away with it, or will they take this game 3? We're going to find out with our wonderful casters, Gary and Lacoste.
More classic Beast Coast. Drop game 1, win game 2, probably going to win game 3. Underlord though, Lacoste, what's wrong with him?
Where do I start? No, I think this game he doesn't have a hero that he's afraid of, so it looks like a really good Underlord game. I never thought I'm gonna say this in my life, but this Underlord, it looks good. Like, I'm not gonna say it was the perfect pick, but against what they got, like Firestorm is the percentage base damage with the max HP, so that's gonna be good. So that's why we see like Necro being used against Tiny. Also, I had to test something out because I was wrong what I've said in the previous cast. I thought it worked that way. Brood Mother Eggs, the Spinner Snare. It shows against the illusions hero. It doesn't work on the illusions. It shows like the real hero. So maybe that's why he decided to go for it. I still don't think it's like the greatest because they had like Naga with the illusions. They had Shadow Demon with the illusions as well. So it's not going to trigger it.
Shadow Demon? He's about to die. Disrupted himself, but these 4 Hokori heroes are up in the dire triangle. They dewarded the Observer a little further south of where they are now. They get first blood and a great start for them.
Okay, seems like they're going to be running an aggressive tri-lane this time. Same thing they did in game number 1. But I want to see how they play out this aggressive tri-lane this time.
Well, nice split earth from Sea Smile means BeastCoast get 3 bounty runes. So at least something going their way early days. And yeah, this tri-lane again. For now, yeah, they are sending Theolacor top, aren't they? So that leaves Vitali bottom.
They know.
On the Brood.
They showed heroes already. I think what you can do is you can leave Phantom Lancer alone here. This is something that has been done in EU. This is how Team Liquid responded when they were playing against the Gaming Gladiators in the regional finals 2 times, maybe even 3 times when it came to the grand final. But this is how they beat them. Because you want to, like, I think Gojira could have stayed top, but the Whisper is going to be, you know, at the top right now. And I'm not sure if Hokori can swap the lanes right now. I feel like getting solo XP to Phantom Lancer is much better, because he only needs level 6. He can go to the jungle, but let's see what Clockwork can do to this Broodmother.
Yeah, I mean, he's got large camp to pull if they need to do that. Yeah, very good move from BeastCoast. That mid ward, like you said, spotted them all traversing up towards top, so they knew that tri-lane was coming. Whisper's Underlord being able to sit up there, soak experience, get a bit of gold going. Gojira going to try and help out a little bit. Radiant side Brood on the bottom lane, though. How do you feel about that? Because we usually like Brood being in the off lane because the map opens up to you naturally, doesn't it?
She can TP. I think that's one thing you can do. Your carry is not going to feel that safe on the offlane. Same thing happened in the game number 1, where it's Luna. You don't get a point in ulti early on. So she was like pushed out of the lane. You don't feel secure. They have a tower. You naturally push out the wave, and you can easily die the TP rotations. So might still happen. Might see the same thing. They do have tower damage. Tiny is a bit tankier to kill compared to Luna. But yeah, this bottom lane, Broodmother doing well in terms of the net worth. She's been spamming her Silicon Bola right now. Phantom Lancer getting some extra CS, and yeah, Clockwork seems like he's just
stacking,
just trying to stack.
Thinking about stacking, thinking about pulling.
You know, it didn't look like he's gonna stack it.
Well, no stack, but he does pull across. So at least something going to get denied away from the Broodmother. Top lane, Courier Snipe again. Theolacor showed in game 1 how good he is at killing off these couriers, especially when he has that deep lane ward to spot them coming. Do you feel comfortable, though, as Hokori, putting 3 heroes top?